Good morning. Happy Saturday. Got my coffee. Hopefully you have one too. And these are just some thoughts that I've had over the last week. What's been on my mind a lot lately has been trust. The word trust specifically. Trusting in oneself, trusting in others, right? That can be hard for a lot of us. Just trusting in the goodwill of others. Trusting in a higher power, trusting in decisions that you're making, especially those that require big leaps of faith. And that has been on my heart more than I can express over the last, years at this point. The last 2 to 3 years, I have been really grappling with just taking a leap of faith and really just leaning into the very stuff that got me into music to begin with. If I'm being honest, which I'm going to be in this video and more videos like this, so many of my decisions in my music making life have been about fear. Up until recently. You know, when I first got into video game soundtracks, for example, between you and me, as much as I love making them, when I first got into them, it wasn't because I was really excited about it. It was just because it kind of happened. It kind of fell in my lap. I was a really insecure person at that time, and it gave me a reason to hide. It gave me a reason to hide. I could make the instrumental music. No one had to see my face, except for the people I was working with, obviously. But I didn't have to be out there. I didn't have to be in front of someone as the work itself. No one had to hear me sing. No one had to hear me speak. Everything could be done through direct messages. The beauty of it is that it kind of snowballed, right? It kind of kept going, and it allowed me to just make music and do the work. And I've loved maybe not every moment. I mean, it's a job, right? There are moments where it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to get this done. But for the most part, I've been so grateful, and I look forward to all the many more years that I have to do the video game soundtracks. It's been great, and I've always loved soundtracks growing up. But on a deeper level, it wasn't the thing that got me into music making. On a deeper level, it was me sitting at a piano with a microphone, covering music, then learning to write my own songs, singing, in kind of my, theatrical, over-the-top kind of way. In fact, one of the first songs I ever wrote, it won some little competition out in Philadelphia. I was 16 or 17 years old. And I'll never forget, it was we did a little showcase, all the other songwriters, we did a little showcase. And someone came up to me and they're like, that song, it sounded like it was from a musical. So I was like, so even all the way back then, my stuff has been a little bit on the theatrical side. And coming back to this idea of a leap of faith, over the last couple of years, I've really been grappling with what is my forward-facing brand? When people say Tony Manfredonia, what do they think? What do they see? And I think up until this point, it's been largely the video game soundtrack part of my output, which makes sense because that's been the most of my output. But I think within the last couple months, there's been a shift. There's been a shift, a bigger shift than I kind of anticipated, a bigger shift than I originally ever planned, a bigger shift that I also know I need to do. Kind of going all in. Kind of going all in with Tony Manfredonia, the symphonic pop guy, and he makes soundtracks, if that makes sense. Not that I want to let go of the soundtracks. I will finish what I've started, and I will probably do even additional stuff, because I like doing it. I enjoy doing it, and frankly, it pays for the roof above my head at the moment. But the singing, the performing, the videos that I'm just standing here in my suit, and apparently they do really well, that stuff, there's gonna be a lot more of that. And I'm scared, okay? I'm just gonna tell you right now, I am scared, but I'm excited. Because it's the dream that I've always had beneath anything I've ever done before. It's the dream that I've always had. And I'm not getting any younger, right? And there's a deep level of trust in this decision that I've never had before of like, this is the thing you got to do, man. You got to do it. You just have to do it. So the feeling of trust, taking those leaps of faith, I mean, so much of it doesn't make sense on paper at all. It truly doesn't. But I don't want to get to the end of my life and say, if only ... or what if ... It's like, I'm just going to try. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to do the thing and see what happens. So anyway, trust is hard. I'm trying to trust the process. I'm trying to trust myself. I'm trying to sort of become my own safety net, so to speak, with this type of stuff. So anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy your coffee, and I will see you next week. Have a good week.